Introducing the iBox squad. We bring the hype and we bring the pain. Throw that 1-2 hook, 1-1-2-1-2, and we set it up with feints. If we get knocked down, then we get back up or more, something like Ukraine. We do this something like Usyk. We're separating the real from the fake.
Welcome, I'm Sandra the Tartan Witch Reese. I'm here with iBox today, and today we are catching up with Dani Ashfield, also known as Dani Lee for her fight name. She's had one bare knuckle fight and she's due to fight again. Is it in June, Dani, you're fighting?
Yeah, in left way.
And for the left wing. Yeah. Welcome.
Thanks, thank you.
How old are you?
33.
33, okay. Yeah. And you have had previous fighting background, haven't you? You've got like MMA, is it Muay Thai or just MMA?
So I tried MMA and I wasn't good at it, but I kind of knew, you just want to try something.
Yeah.
But it was too much for my brain to process, I think, with the autism, the grappling and stand-up.
Yeah.
And I just got sat on every time. So,
okay.
But I've done karate, kickboxing. That's my main background.
Okay, so you've got a bit of karate, a bit of kickboxing as well. Yeah. So what made you go into the bare knuckle, Dani? What was it that just made you go for it?
Well, karate, when I started doing it, so I got to a national champion and then it wasn't as big as it is now, and they changed the rules to that WKF, and it's dead tappy.
Okay.
And when I used to do it, it was more full on, so I hated it. So I quit for a bit. And then with boxing, the gloves, my autism and perception, yeah. I was really, really struggling. So I couldn't figure out when they were throwing a punch at me, I was just letting it hit me. I was just like, it's just a glove, couldn't do it. So then my coach said, do bare knuckle, and then here we are.
Yes, this is you now. So you fought on, was it the Bad to the Bone show?
No, BKB in London.
The BKB in London. And it was the O2 Arena that you fought in, wasn't it? Yeah, it was a big crowd. How did you feel going into your bare knuckle fight, like preparing and stuff?
You know what? I was ready for it. I felt much more confident doing bare knuckle than I did doing the MMA or I tried with boxing. I'm much better at boxing now. I put tape on my gloves to show where my knuckle is, my wrist is. So I'm getting much better at boxing now. But at that moment back then, I was really excited for it. But when I'd seen the O2, I will be honest, I panicked a bit.
Okay. It's a big arena though, isn't it? That's a lot for your first fight as well. How did that come around?
I contacted the BKB, so I was just desperate to do a bare knuckle. I thought I want to do a bare knuckle. But then a couple of things went wrong in terms of like the weight category. They put it up a couple of times, and so I ended up fighting at 64, which I found really heavy. And I'm never doing that again, ever. I was sweating like an animal. It was horrendous for me.
What's your walk around weight?
60, 59. Wow.
So you were having to literally put on a little bit of weight in order to do that fight.
Yeah, and then I was panicking because when the opponent rehydrates, she's going to be heavier, and I'm barely cutting 64.
Yeah, yes, 100%. So a bit, what we call that is a weight bully. Where someone comes down as low as they can, and then obviously weigh-in day comes, and then they rehydrate, and by the next day you're talking, if you're sitting at 55 kilos, the next day you could be sitting at 60 kilos by
easy.
Do you know what I mean? So I call that weight bullying, and I think you're right. I think it's much better to stay or stick around your walk around weight, even if it is coming down 5 kilo from your walk around weight. Or 10, do you know what I mean? I'm the same. I enjoy 64.
But I learned my lesson on that one. It was my first fight, and I was that desperate to fight. Every time they put it up a couple of K, I was like, fine. And then in the actual ring, I was like, Jesus, I was like, what? This is heavy.
So you've got this fight coming up in June. What is it? Tell, like, for people that are watching, fans and things, tell them a little bit about it.
So left weight is one of the most brutal martial arts in the world, and me and Matilda are doing traditional left way. So there's no point scoring system at all. It's for the European belts. And the only way to win is to render us unable to continue, like, severe injury or break a bone. That's my opinion. Or you've got to knock them out. So she could dominate me that entire fight and vice versa. But if we're both still standing, none of us get the belt.
Wow. So you've got to literally either knock them out or beat them up so badly that it's like, right, it needs to be stopped. It's like a stoppage.
Yeah.
Do you have gloves on? Is it just bare knuckle?
So you have a bit of gauze over your hands. That's it. I think it's only like, it's not even like a full wrap. It's just a bit of I think it's just to cover them. That's how you can get away with doing bare knuckle and left way. You know, like when you sides of both.
Yeah.
But there's you can do judo throws, suplexes. You can kick them on the ground. You can elbow. You can knee. You can headbutt. I can't wait for this.
Was this just the same as MMA? You thought, I just want to give it a try. I want to see where I'm good.
No, I've been dying to do left way for ages, but they only do it in Asia. There's never been really many. There's not many places to train it in the UK. I think London, and that's it.
Okay.
And because I've done karate, kickboxing, and a bit of judo, it's like a perfect blend.
Yeah.
So when I was speaking to the guy from TBL, he said, "Would you like to try left way?" I was like, "Oh my god, yeah, put me in."
Yes, go on, gal. So you're fighting Matilda Wilson then, or Matilda Wilson? Is that correct?
Yeah. But again, that's a weird one because we're really good friends. So the first time we've been paired against each other, we've literally got to knock each other out. Like, do you know what I mean? We've got to go in there with a shoot to kill mentality, and we get on so well. So we were having a bit of laugh with it at first, like, don't you do that to me. I was like, well, don't you do that to me then? But,
don't be breaking this nose.
Yeah. She sent me a picture of some big split. I said, don't you dare do that to me. She went, well, don't you do that to me. I was like, all right. But now I think it's 10 weeks away. So I think now we're going to, that mentality and knuckle down and stop the joking.
Of course, what you said, there's that mutual respect. You are both fighters, so you have that mutual respect, but at the same time, you're both very serious. You're both coming to fight.
Yeah. Yeah, so, like we're both going in with that, like, even we're friends, but I'm going to kill you, and then I'll pick you up and give you all. You'll be all right.
We'll punch the shit out of each other, and then after it, we'll shake hands, we'll hug, and we'll have even more respect.
Yeah.
So on the lead up, are you in camp now with this, or?
Yeah, so I went to Spain last week, and I went to a gym over there to do a bit of Muay Thai, and I know a guy over there who's like my secret weapon. He's been teaching me to do like headbutts on the pads and stuff.
Okay.
So that was really, really good, and obviously training in the heat compared to England was a lot different. So that was good. I did a mountain run, and that ruined me. It was my first one in the heat, and it was a different ball game. I'm used to it, like Wales. It's cold, and with a sweat jacket on. I was like, yeah.
It's freezing. So when you go somewhere that's got sunshine, you're like, shit.
Yeah. So he said, right, put your sweat jacket on. We're going to run up that mountain. I was like, I don't need a sweat jacket. It's 25 degrees. But
did you wear a sweat jacket?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. 4 times.
Okay, well, we were speaking during this time, weren't we, on Instagram through private message, and you were saying it was brutal after that mountain run. You wanted a little wine, but that was a no-go as well, wasn't it? Alcohol was off.
I did, though. I did have a cheeky little red wine. Just a bit of water retention, that was all,
just a little bit of water retention. No, so you're going to start. What is it going to entail then at this camp? Because it's not like bare knuckle, is it? Like you said, there's judo that you're putting in, karate, kickboxing, a bit of the martial arts. So how are you going to prepare differently for this fight than what you did your bare knuckle?
So I do. I am part of a karate academy. I've been there since I was little. The sensei in there is amazing. He's that fast. He's 70, and I still can't see him kick me. He just whips me, and I'm. Wow. So he's doing that, and also the type of karate that is the Shotokan. They do a lot of judo throws. Okay. So I'm focusing that's for the stand up, and then I'm in elite boxing gym for like the bare knuckle side, and they also have a kickboxing academy. So I'm kind of blending the two. But it's going to be elite where the most of it is, like where like the professional training is. And they're like really serious. It's an amazing gym. They're like dead serious. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. And especially with you being autistic as well, you will like to have a clear cut plan of what your camp is going to entail for that confidence. Because I understand with myself, I'm the same. I need to know I'm doing this, and this, and you know that you're building your muscle, you're building your confidence, and you're building that kind of fight memory as well, aren't you? So 10 weeks.
If I don't have a plan, my head pops. I need a solid plan constantly.
You need something to kind of follow, to focus on. I'm the exact same like me. I've been now kind of waiting around because for me, I have kind of this choice where I can could come back, or I could like do the media side of things. And luckily, don't worry about it. Luckily, I have that kind of thing to keep focused. But like you said, if you don't have those other things to keep focused, so you're just in the gym constantly just pounding.
Yeah, I find even when I'm out of camp, that's the worst part, because you have this solid routine. And I love it because I have set times where I'm with my kid, I'm in the gym, even my food, I know what time I'm eating, I know what I'm eating every day. Like everything is planned in a little book for me. And when I come out of camp, it's like, now what do I do? I need a plan. And that's where my mentality will drop massively, because there's no structure. So now I'm learning to keep the structure going, phase it out. I can't just come out of camp, me. I have to wean off it.
Yeah, I'm the exact same. Even when I do come out of camp, like you said, I still need to go to the gym and wind down from the gym almost. It is crazy. So 10 weeks today, do you have a thought of how things will go? Do you have a prediction? Do you know where you're going to dominate? Do you have an idea where you'll dominate, Matilda?
For me, definitely kicking, because kicking's my forte. I won 20 karate kumite. Is mainly kicking. Kicking's my forte.
Wow. Okay.
And I'm good at I'm a distance fighter, so I'm good at getting in and out. I can cover a lot of distance very quick. Don't tell her that. But
she's not really good at that, Matilda. She's just saying that.
And I know Matilda's very good at clinches. She's really fast. Her arm's like a piston. I've seen it. Yeah. So I need to watch out for the clinch.
Yes.
But mine's definitely going to be the in and out. Get in, her, get out, make her come to me move.
And like you said, because you've got your leg kicks there as well, you've done your bare knuckle, so you can incorporate that with your karate, with your kickboxing. Yeah. I think it's going to be really interesting. I can't actually wait to watch. I don't think I've watched one of these shows before. This is really new to me.
No, I'll send you a link. It's brutal. I want to go into the WLC afterwards if I can, the World Leftweight Championship in Asia. So I did speak to them and they said send some footage after me fight. I will.
So that's the hope. The hope is this is kind of a stepping stone to doing this, but over in Asia traveling to it. Have you travelled before for fights and things?
No, only around the UK with karate. I've never been abroad, so. At the moment, I'm in talks with Andy. He weirdly mentioned matching me with Matilda in the BKFC, and I thought everyone just wants me and Matilda to hit each other.
They want you scrapping.
Yeah. So I was laughing about that, but that would be good. Yeah. And then hopefully we're waiting on an opponent again. It's hard to get females to do bare knuckle in the UK. So
with the weights, it's weights as well, because there's not a lot of certain weight divisions that they do lack. Females in, and then a lot of us are tied up waiting for fights or waiting for rematches, or fights being rescheduled, and it's one of them things, isn't it? But you're just kind of taking things as they come. You're just trying to gain as much experience and knowledge in the fight kind of industry as possible. Is that correct?
Yeah, because I tried, when you're waiting, right, I'll wait for this opponent, I'll wait for this one. And 3 times last year, my opponents pulled out. And I was into a fight camp for 10 months straight, going up a weight, dropping. And in the end, I thought, I'm done. I was I can't keep doing this. So then I thought, I'm just taking it as it comes. It was do you want to do left way? Yeah. Do you want to do a fight in Sweden? Yeah. And just seeing what's...
Just see what comes, take as it comes. And I think you're right as well, because I totally understand that there. I just done a solid 8-month training, and after it I thought I've just now had this is my first 2 weeks off since away last year in the summer. I've constantly trained, and it feels it's so nice, but when you have to go back and you're I
think that's the problem, you have time off. I love fight camp, I love being healthy, I actually do. But then when I have time off, I think I've ruined me. In 2 weeks you can ruin everything.
If you don't eat properly. If you don't stick to your diet and things, which that is something I've actually really stuck well to, good food, eating fresh food and things. I think that's important. So you were at the WBKB4 show on the 5th of April. You were meant to fight on that show with the lady up here that I'm pointing to with Tammy O'Connor, but she had to pull out due to health reasons. How did you find the show though, coming along, being a guest and like special guest? How was it?
Oh, it was amazing. It was really good. I loved it. It was so, like, the atmosphere there, like, considering they're a small show, they are so for the fighters. They look after people so well. I loved it. It was my favourite show I've been to.
Yeah,
same. I really loved it.
Same. I'm the exact same, Dani. I think it's got a feel to it that you can't quite get in other shows. I don't know what it is.
Even the people, like, the crowds, everyone was so nice. I was having little tism fits and people were just like, "You okay? You all right?" I thought, "I'm just going to sit here," and you just left me to it. And normally, like, I went to one once and people were looking at me and, like, like you can, you're being talked about, but not at this one. People were like, "Right, just leave it alone." I'm like, "Thanks, mate."
Yeah,
it was just, everyone was just lovely. It was amazing.
Did you get to meet? Did you go and meet up and see? Because there was Danny Christie, there was Gary Fox, there was Aggie Faulkner, Matty Hill.
Yeah, so I met Matty Hill and I met Dani Christie. I was at their table, so I was sat across from him and I was going to my mum, like, "That's Dani Christie," and I was like proper starstruck, like a little girl.
You're like, "I've watched these guys pounding on the TV." Yeah.
It's mental to see them in real life. Right?
It is. You get a bit starstruck, isn't it? You're a bit, like you said, turn into a bit of a fangirl. I try not to do that. I try and be really...
Yeah, I think I have to learn that. I did it first and I sat there, I was quite composed, and after a while I could feel me. I think the autism coming through my body was vibrating. I thought, I'm going to have to go, I'm going.
Yeah, I get that as well. Like sometimes before an interview and stuff, I get the, that vibration that you feel that kind of runs through your body. It can get a bit, like you said,
all the way through.
Yes. But I think as well, like, it's a superpower. You can use it as a superpower.
Yeah,
what was your favourite fight from the WBKB4 night?
Do you know what? I'm really terrible with names, but one of the guys got knocked down about 4 times. And I think it was after this guy I know, Jimmy. I think he went on. And then after that, the fights really started picking up.
Yes, I think
Jimmy, it was after his fight, there was one that someone got knocked down about 4 times.
Was it this guy?
Show me.
Was it this guy? I've got a feeling it was this guy. Where is he?
I'm the worst person to ask names. It takes me about 6
minutes. That was the first one. Was it those guys? Were they like covered in blood?
Yes, they were massive. Yes, that was your fault. That was a sexy fight. That was good.
That was James Robinson and Ryan Bates. They both were debuting as well. They were both debut fights, but I agree that was an amazing fight. What did you think of Martin Smith and Sam Blakesley's fight?
I really enjoyed that fight. I thought that one was good.
Yeah.
I really, really did. I feel like, I don't know which one's which though.
Let me show you again, because I get like that as well. That's totally understandable. I'm the exact same, hun.
See, I really thought that Sam Blakely, I thought he was doing really well to the start with. He had really good movement. I liked his movement very much. I really liked, because he had quite a wide stance and I liked that.
Yes, I agree, because the first 2 rounds I probably would have given to Sam.
I really thought he was going to smash it, and then all of a sudden it just went...
Well, the cutter was like going down and his legs were gone. They were like from beneath him. Like at one point he was like trying to get up and I thought, he is not going to get up. And then boom, he just rose to his feet. I thought... And
he's like, he come out the depths of hell, didn't he? Just come up like boom and gone. It was amazing.
And at one point I turned to David Round and I was like, there's no way this is going to go 5 rounds. And he was like, yeah, no. He's like, but I want it to. I was like, oh yeah, we obviously all want it to, but it's never. And then it went the 5 rounds. And I was just like...
I thought he was going to stop after the 3rd round. I thought it can't really go any further now. And then all of a sudden he just come out of nowhere. Like, but I think I like it when fighters, when you start gassing towards the end. I like the ones that get that second wind.
Yes, yeah.
And then see going. I think that's so much better.
Well, some fighters, they get stronger, don't they? Or they wind into things, and then as it goes, they're better, and then some fighters they start with that wind in them, and then as the fight goes on, unfortunately, it kind of depletes. So I'd say the only thing missing from that night, it was a fantastic night, but if the fight had been on, yours and Tammy's fight had been on, or we could have got you another female, it would have been amazing. I did get asked, didn't I? But I'm waiting. I've been told to wait for this BKFC rescheduled fight. So I'm so sorry, because I feel like we would have absolutely blew the roof off there.
With our energy as well, I think it would have been that would have been something in the ring there.
It really would have, and I felt like our energy bounced off each other outside the ring. So could you imagine what? Honestly. So June-wise, is that it? Is that all you've got in the calendar, or is there anything beyond June, Dani?
Yeah, so June is the left way, and then hopefully, I think the start of September, if we can find an opponent, I'm going to be fighting in Sweden, and that's going to be the first female bare knuckle fight in Sweden.
Okay.
But again, it's opponent, trying to find an opponent. So we're just trying to advertise as much as we can to get someone to come in at 57 or 54.
Okay, and where's that for Sweden?
Yeah, in Sweden, yeah.
Wow, I'm surprised they don't have a Swedish. What dates?
Matilda, September.
September, okay.
Yeah, so okay. Matilda, I wanted Matilda to do it because she's from Sweden, and she was like the one who brought bare knuckle from Sweden for females, but she's signed to the BKFC, so she can't.
Yeah. See, they're really funny if you go elsewhere and fight for another fight promotion. The chances are you might not get back on. So it's one of them things where you do have to wait. But I think that's probably the summer's about as far as long as I'm going to wait, and then I'm going to make a decision either just to get back in, or depending on how things go with everything, we'll continue. But I'm excited for this. I've never heard of this before, this one that you're going to.
Oh, you'll love it. I think you'll end up doing it, Sandra. I do.
I think you'd send me a link. Can you go on and watch it, like, while you're like, if I want to watch you fight, could I watch you on?
There's a link, and they even do left way in the One Championship and in the WLC in Asia. So I'll send you some videos. I think depending on what happens with the BKFC, if you wait till June, and then I think you'd end up doing it as a backup. Honestly, it's amazing.
And what do you fight at? What is the weights that you fight at, Dani?
57 and 54.
57 and 54.
So,
okay. And
that's why I was.
Sorry.
No, go on.
What gym do you fight out of, and who's your coach?
It was Dave from Unit 1, but Elite have took me on. In Elite in Bolton. And I think Foggy's coaching me for the left way. He's coached someone in left way before. And like I said, that's like a really professional gym. They've got loads of pro fighters from there, different arts. So I think this will be the way forward for me to progress.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. Because I watched your first bare knuckle with, I forgot her name. Is it Stephanie?
Stephanie, yeah.
With Stephanie, and I think you done really, really well. To be fair, you were just punching her right in her face. She wasn't really there wasn't much coming back for you either.
No, but that's why I feel like I need to redeem myself off that fight, because I know, when you go in and you're like, I'm not going to be scrappy, and someone's scrappy and you get sucked in.
And then you end up getting scrappy. Yes, but you could tell you had the footwork, though. You were not going square on anything, so you could tell that you weren't making the fight scrappy. Do you know what I mean? That you could tell where the scrappy fighter was coming from. I think you handled it really well, especially, like you said, scrappy fighters are hard as well, because you don't.
Oh, they're worse. They're the worst fighters. They come out windmilling and they fuck up.
Like, just duck.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what's good about left way.
Well, you can do it. Can you headbutt in this fight coming? Can you headbutt?
Yeah.
You can headbutt.
You can elbow when you go in with your head.
Wow. This is going to be so interesting. I am going to wish you all the luck in the world. And hopefully, I mean, I don't know if I'd be able to make it in person, but I'll definitely try and watch and like cheer you on while you are in there. And it's a belt. You're fighting for a belt, yeah?
So this as well is the first ever female title fight outside of Asia. So it's massive. So
it's
we're
a
going
big
in
deal for them as well, for the fight organisation and promotion.
Yeah, they're massive. I think they've done left weight before, but they're really pushing this. It's huge for them, and it's their first show in the UK as well. So they've done like Germany and around Europe. So everything about it right now is like massive.
Wow! So you could be in Asia next year. You might not even be in the UK. You could be away, living in Asia, staying in Asia, training in Asia.
That would be amazing, yeah, hopefully.
That would be a dream. That would be a dream. Well, I wish you all the best. I think you're going to absolutely smash it come June. And for anybody that is watching, for any fans of Dani's, go give her a follow on Facebook and you're on Instagram as well, aren't you? Yeah, go give her a follow because we need support for the women of Bare Knuckle. There's not a huge amount of women out there. And for any fight promotions or organisations that are looking for female fighters, Dani's just told you our weights there, 56 and 54?
57 and 54.
57 and 54. So if you are interested, do get in touch with her, drop her a message. And if you any sponsors that you'd like to shout out, Dani?
Yes, so Player Ammo, they do like the best nootropics drinks. Okay. So I think they're really good for me as well. They help me concentrate and in trainings. They're massive, so thank you. And Champs Cafe as well in D-side, they sponsor me and they do the best food and the best scrambled egg ever.
Oh, do you get free food?
Yes, sometimes, yeah. You go in there, they do, it's an Indian scrambled egg, it's called a curry, and it's so good.
Oh, yes.
It's really nice, and they're really nice people as well, so thank you to both of them.
No, well, thank you. And if there's anybody out there that's watching that would like to sponsor Dani, make sure you get in touch with her or her team. She'll be on Instagram or Facebook. And could you do me one last thing and give a big shout out to iBox?
Yes. How do I do it? Sorry, I'm dead awkward.
Don't worry.
That's a massive shout out to iBox and all my followers and anyone who knows me. All go follow iBox and Sandra. And what's your husband's name, sorry?
Tim. But it's iBox. He's on the iBox. So if they just go and just even give our content a little like, that would be amazing.
Yeah. Introducing the iBox squad, we bring the hype and we bring the pain. Throw that 1-2, hook 1-1-2-1-2, and we set it up with feints. If we get knocked down, then we get back up, or more something like Ukraine. We do this something like Usyk, we're separating the real from the fake.